All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wolf. Happy Friday. Coming at you live from the coffee break, clocking in. Look, the goal here is to give you back your time, not take it. So we're going to run through the top stories before the day gets too crazy up ahead. There is some crazy stuff that happened in the markets. I'm going to wait to save a couple of them towards the end as well. So be sure to stay towards the end. Yeah, we'll get into it. So yeah, crazy stuff going on. Winklevoss, Gemini just went public. They IPO'd at $28. Saw World Liberty eyeing a 100% use of liquidity to permanently just keep buying back their token. Fascinating development there. We have some interesting news coming from BlackRock in regards to on-chain activity and some stuff going on overseas as well. We've got other companies continuing to buy and accumulate assets like Ethereum, like Bitcoin, like all the rest. And so it looks like Wall Street is just continuing on as they always are. So I'm excited to jump into some of these stories with you. If you haven't already, please do retweet the stream. I don't know, like do all the things. Appreciate everyone. If you're on YouTube, please do subscribe. If you're not watching on YouTube, please do check us out there if you're watching on X. Let me jump to this story here. Why do I have this page pulled up? Not this one. Okay, so first off, interesting. But we've got Winklevoss twins ringing the live bell here at the NASDAQ. So congrats to them here. But yeah, they're IPOing at $28. I'm not exactly sure what to think. I don't know. I don't feel the fire behind this one. We'll see how this IPO goes. I don't feel nearly as confirmed bullish as remember the other token, like the actual bullish stock. It was BLSH, I think it was, and that was an interesting one. And I was ready to kind of sink some decent capital into that to play that one. But this one, I just don't know if it's got that. It should. I mean, Gemini is one of the top companies in the industry, so it would make sense. So I'm not sure, but pretty interesting stuff. We'll bounce over here, and you can see, go to the next story here. I thought it was fascinating. So we'll actually go to the tweet from Cointelegraph here. The proposal to use 100% of protocol-owned liquidity, POL, fees for World Liberty Fi buyback and permanently burning. It's not live. Open for voting. 99.68% votes currently supporting the feature. That is insane. Wow, man. Wild stuff, dude. I mean, 99%. That can't, I look at that, I'm like, that can't be right. Either way, really, really fascinating stuff from World Liberty Fi. I mean, that's Trump's play, right? That's President Trump's play. He's obviously got a couple years left in the presidency. And after that, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's looking to set up his entire bloodline forever. Kingdom Come to set them up. And I think this World Liberty Fi, this stablecoin play that he's got for his family, these Bitcoin miners he's got for his family, I think this is going to be probably that key. And so, we'll see what ends up happening. But World Wlfi is definitely going to be one to pay attention to. The other thing that comes to mind with the Gemini story previously was that we're going to have a lot more of these crypto companies starting to IPO, starting to get into the stock exchange. And that's going to put a lot more eyes on them in terms of investors, which is great. But also it's going to really, these companies really got to make sure their stuff is on point here. And this is a good thing, I think, for the industry. Hopefully everyone starts trending in this direction to have your stuff in order, things like that. And you're not just scamming people left and right, and there's not a bunch of weird stuff going on. That's the goal. So anyways, yeah, really, really interesting from World Liberty Fi. Not expecting that, to be honest, at all. Next story here from Chipper Cash, used in Africa. Major milestone. Over 50% of all Bitcoin transactions on the platform now running on Litecoin. On Litecoin. It's just because we've been talking about Litecoin the last few days, comparing it to other proof of work coins. Now running on Lightning, rather. The African fintech giant, Millions, is using Voltage Cloud to deliver payments, one of the most successful real-world Lightning deployments to date. It can be done, guys. People keep saying that people don't use Bitcoin and stuff like that. It's just not true. Let me know, in fact, if you're in there live, if you're watching live right now, I really appreciate you coming through. Let me know if you've ever used Lightning Network, if you've ever used Bitcoin in a way other than just storing it as an asset or buying it on Robinhood or whatever. But if you said Bitcoin, if you believe in this, if you think this matters for the ethos of Bitcoin, let me know. And also let me know where you guys are checking in from. Good morning to all of you. Happy coffee break. Anyways, yeah, crazy stuff. I love that. I think that's the coolest thing. People don't share that type of story enough. The circular economy is also another conversation that doesn't happen enough. People using Bitcoin, it's just always about Bitcoin going up. And I think it's worth having both those conversations going here. Next story here on BlackRock. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, by the way. They own probably a portion of any company you can think of. and they probably own a big stake in it. And they're exploring putting ETFs on chain. Sources told Bloomberg. I don't know who exactly sources is, but I do know that Larry Fink has been multiple times now, I've seen, very, very bullish on the tokenized assets world. And he does not care what you're tokenizing. He believes it will be tokenized regardless. Doesn't matter what, when, how, it's going to be tokenized. And so, yeah, really, really interesting from Larry Fink coming out from him. He's saying this. He's moving toward it. And in a couple stories, you're going to see it's not just him. It's so many people, guys. I mean, this Bitcoin thing is really starting to heat up in a way I never thought it would. So, man, it's just so crazy to see. Let's move on to the next one here. Another story from BlackRock. Preparing to list its shares, its iShares Bitcoin ETP on the London Stock Exchange ahead of October 8th, when the UK lifts its ban on retail access to crypto ETNs. So, you know, I guess it depends a little bit on where Europe is going to be sitting here. But, yeah, I mean, BlackRock is basically betting. And they're saying, look, everyone's coming over. We've seen some, you know, I think there's a story, one or two stories up from here. There's a Chinese company who's also getting in. And so if each of these countries starts to get in and say this isn't so bad, then that's an interesting place to be in. You know, that's a really interesting place to be in. In fact, we can jump to this next story here. Chinese company CPOP buys 300 Bitcoin in its first debut treasury purchase. So, yeah, man, I mean, the whole world is sort of, I'm trying to rack my brain from 2021, what it was like and how much was going on for countries that were not bullish on crypto towards the end. And I do believe that it was something like this. I do remember like Visa was getting in, MasterCard was getting in, and they were buying crypto punks and stuff like this, just like crazy, absurd stuff. And yeah, I remember all this. And so I see all these treasury companies getting in. And look, the second half of this stream is I'm not sure what you guys are going to think about it. I guess by the way, this is Ostium's platform. Excellent trading platform. If you're looking to get started trading, highly, highly recommend using Ostium. They're on chain. And so, you know, your money stays in your wallet when you're trading, which is fantastic. And, you know, you have up to 100x leverage. You can trade any and all assets. You want to trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. If you want to trade the NASDAQ, if you want to trade the S&P, if you want to trade, you know, Tesla, NVIDIA, whatever you want to trade, it's all here in one platform. It's a fantastic, fantastic place. You can long, short, leverage. It's so easy to use. You can move your stop loss. Like I said, there's all these different things you can trade in one spot. Very, very unique platform. Like I said, use code Wlfi, and I put a comment down below on the tweet below this one. So the comment down below. And it's also, if you're on YouTube, it's down below in the description as well as in the chat. So definitely check out Ostium. They're an excellent platform. We love those guys. Been our partners for a long, long time, and appreciates all of them. Here we go. So let's jump to over here. Here's what I was talking about, right? So when I mentioned that companies are getting in here, but not in the way that I maybe expected, it's because they're all buying into these treasury assets, but they're not buying Bitcoin. And when I was first introduced to the treasury concept, I was like, oh yeah, of course. Like, you buy Bitcoin because it's an asset that's limited in supply. It makes perfect sense from a strategic standpoint for balancing out your portfolio. Bueno, this makes sense. You start to get into the other world and you're like, I don't know. I mean, you're talking about, you're going to see here in a couple stories, but like, you know, so anyways, we got Bitcoin, we got Bit mining adding 17,000 SOL to the Solana treasury, right? So they got 44,000 SOL. That's maybe okay. Solana's, you know, one of those top boys. And so, yeah, it's one of those things that, I don't know if I like this, bro. I'm so nervous. We're so late in this game. And to be buying into like altcoins at this level, I mean, it's one thing if you've been holding for a year and a half. That's definitely one thing. But if you're buying at these all-time highs, I mean, dude, I don't know. That seems really risky. This seems like a disaster waiting to happen. I don't know about you guys. I'm not sure what to think about this one, but we'll jump to the next one. There's a whole lot more coming at you. Let's see. Okay, we got Clean Core Solutions buying more Doge. Oh shoot, hold on, guys. I'm This is going to switch. Give me 2 seconds. While this is switching, I have to switch over back to the Wolf account. While this is switching back over, if you guys haven't already, please do like and retweet. If you guys enjoy the content covering the industry, please do subscribe if you're on YouTube and follow if you are on X. Our main platform is X, and our main thing is Spaces. If you are unfamiliar, we do Spaces every single day here at Wolf. Market talk spaces, with the traders, or whether it's Bitcoin conversations, educational spaces, if it's macro conversations, sometimes it's that. It's a whole myriad of stuff. We've got all sorts of conversations. We've got a Wolf financial channel as well, which is more the stock world. We've got a Wolf crypto channel, which is more specifically crypto, not as much Bitcoin. And so, yeah, man, we got a lot going on. So anyways, yeah, Clean Core Solutions buying more Doge after initial a ton of Doge, and they have $5 million Doge as its halfway points. They want to be holding 1 billion Dogecoin in the next 30 days. I'm sitting here going, guys, what? Why is that a target for you? Why? Like, I don't understand. Like, why would... Let me know what you guys think about this. I mean, this, I don't know, man. I mean, this is a lot of companies starting to buy into a lot of altcoins. And I know these are mainly, these are mainly the top 10 tokens, but I don't know, dude. I don't think this is smart. Sounds a little bizarre. Let's jump to this next one here. We've got SBX, Sam Bankman-Fried. Appeal hearing is scheduled for November 4th, nearly 2 years after he was sentenced to 25 years in prison. If you guys don't remember, this is the FTX CEO, guy with the crazy hair. Let me see if I can find a photo here in the comments. Can't, but if you guys remember him, he basically was using customer funds to trade, and low key, he was just early to the game, bro. I mean, with the amount of scamming we've seen, this dude was just early. That's all it was. So, I mean, but this, yeah, he's looking rough. But if you guys saw, he actually did an interview, I think, with Tucker Carlson a couple months ago. Completely different demeanor. It was very interesting to see Sam Bankman-Fried after a few months in prison. So, anyways, yeah, that'll be coming up. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Here's the final story. If there's anything else that's happened, by the way, or anything else you guys are paying attention to in the market, then let me know in the feed, in the chat. Otherwise, this is the final one I saw. I know it's not so much Bitcoin related, but yeah, Multicoin Capital, Jump Crypto, and Galaxy now leading a $1.6 billion pipe into Forward Industries for token to launch the world's leading Solana treasury company. The chairman has added $25 billion personally. Here's the main story coming at you from, that was CoinDesk, but the story at you from Yahoo. But yeah, man, insane. A huge push into public equity. And this is so interesting, man, because it's like, what is their thought here? Is their thought to add these to their balance sheet because they think the growth will be added to their earnings and they will do kind of like a micro strategy, but 1,000x faster? Is that kind of their goal? Or what is their play here exactly? And I don't know. I don't know what their goal is. I don't know if they're just guessing or if there's some strategic ideas going on here. I got to be honest. I don't think it's that one. I think they're just guessing and picking stuff based on, whoever their quant they hired believes is the right altcoin to buy. I mean, you've got Tom Lee saying it's clearly Ethereum. Maybe these other ones will do well. We'll hedge some, but it's going to be Ethereum. Got other people saying, no, it's definitely Solana. You got people buying Pudgy Penguin token. I'm like, what? Guys, what are y'all doing? That's all I got for you. That is the main stories right now. Again, I want to shout out to Ostium here. Just keeping track of the charts here. Bitcoin is sitting just above $115,000. But if you want to trade any and all assets right here on Ostium, highly recommend it. You guys can use the code Wlfi. There's a comment down below the X stream, as well as the YouTube in the chat and the description if you guys want to get started trading on Ostium. But trade all assets, whether it's crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. If you want to trade the stocks or the indices, you want to trade 100x leverage, you can do that. It's very easy to use, phenomenal platform. And we do these trading competitions as well. We're going to start trying to do them weekly if we can. But that's kind of the goal. Anyways, guys, that's basically all I have. If there's anything else you guys think I should cover, let me know. Otherwise, that is all I see in the markets. We've got a space starting at, let's see, this is going to be at 10 o'clock Eastern, I believe. So yeah, we've got a space starting out at 10 a.m. Eastern on X. And that'll be the Crypto Pulse, pretty laid back way to kind of wrap the week. We've got a Bitcoin space at 2 p.m. Eastern as well. Those are a lot of fun, and those are more macro conversations. So we'll catch you guys there for that one. Listen, if you enjoy this stream, please do retweet it. Please retweet it or quote tweets, tag a friend, comments, let us know what you guys think. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing rest of your day. Buy more Bitcoin if you haven't already. Now is the time. Take care, everyone.